Alright, so we're in the Nexus now. Just get some supplies here. These grenades, you're going to need them in this area.
Oh, turrets. Hey, you've got the HEV suit. You deal with them. Then I'll work the security console.
The turrets are the reason for all these grenades laying around.
I'll open this up.
Though a fair few of them are particularly difficult to get the grenade to actually roll in. So here we are, 2 attempts later. If the previous fiend would like to update for me, thank you. Where I just kind of gave up and decided to start blasting rockets away at him.
They'll be coming from the roof. If we want to get through these shields, we'll have to take out the generators one at a time.
Combine starts spawning from this area by this point, so I'm just doing my best to try to take them out. Unfortunately, you can't quite reach the hopper mines back there, so no cheeky mine replacement is available. Just running back for some more supplies. Unfortunately, this door needlessly closes on you before too long, cutting you off from a good supply of, weapons and grenades. Why it does so, I don't know. I just kind of factored it in as being over-scripted. Now the grenade, I believe, yes, it took out everybody down here. But, shotgun guy is pretty resilient. Here, run back for supplies again, and yeah, the door is closed for some reason. So the objective in this area is to find 3 generators and shut them down, which is as simple as point grav gun at generator, click when you see the ball. Of course, before you do any of that, you find yourself in this room with some,
Let us out. We'll throw in with you.
Some rebel buddies to help you out. In which case, it's definitely recommended to just leave those weapons alone until after they all pick themselves up a gun. Yeah. Eventually, one of those.
You got it.
Yeah, right there. Don't know why the AI even bothered to pick up the submachine gun if it was just going to throw it away seconds afterwards. Yeah, see, you gotta throw the grenade just right to make it in. Fortunately, when you're in this room, unless you really screwed up before, it's not very hard at all.
You're talking to yourself again.
It's not very hard at all to fix your health back up after, fighting that turret.
Good idea, Dr. Freeman.
As there's a guaranteed medic every time you come here, and a couple med kits laying around. Well, that and all the supplies in this room.
We've got 3 generators to disable. Might as well start with this one. Hey, you've got Eli's gravity gun. Try giving those generators a jolt and see if you can shake them up a bit.
Of course, it certainly doesn't help to make sure you're at max health and highest possible suit power before doing anything here.
Owns the roof, and that's where we're headed. Okay, 2 more generators to go.
It's about this time that Combine starts spawning in and trying to ambush you. But you can just kind of ignore them and cheaply deal with this turret. No need to blow it up or anything, just kind of break into it and open up the boxes of goodies. just kind of sending them up to a more convenient location. Which I believe my rebels end up using them in a firefight, not too far ahead from here.
Good call, Doc.
Wow. With that much security, there must be something good in there. Go for it, Doc. I'll wait here till you shut it down. Be careful.
Spoiler alert, there really isn't anything good in here. Nothing at all that's worthy of this level of security. Which, by the way, if you touch one of the wires, I do believe you set off a massive explosion and, you know, obviously die. Just trying to get this one here. The 2 combine balls, a little bit of ammo, or 3 combine balls, a little bit of health, and... Well, I suppose these hoppers can be pretty useful if you set them up in the right spots, but it's kind of hard to tell where the right spots are. For example, here, I should have put more of them to the right. You know, the path that's to the right of that door that I went out of, rather than putting them all to the left. But just in general, it's it's hard to tell which is the right way, because, you know, before I died a time or two, which necessitated the transition earlier, they were all coming from the left. And this time they decided to go through the right. So, you know, it's just in general kind of hard to tell. But it doesn't matter, because right now we've got a statue to throw, and we've got another generator to take care of. Make sure the health is full, and there we go. Clearly they intended you to use the shotgun a lot in this level, but I don't see a whole lot of situations where it'd be particularly useful. And this is one of them. This is definitely one of those situations, but not exactly the usual. See, now they're coming from... I should have put some mines out that way as well, because they do come from that way. I remember remarking that I didn't remember them coming from that way the last time I went through there. Unfortunately, we're down to 1 rebel left. Thankfully, she's a medic, so she's a little more useful, but don't even have time to finish my sentence before she dies. Alright. Just refill on supplies here. When that done, it's time to start moving on. Anyway, preview's gonna be some absolutely terrible frame rates. Thank you, Vegas. I was also questioning here why you still have the antlion pheromone thing. It's clearly completely useless by this point. Now I'm setting up these hoppers in anticipation for the spawn of Combine that comes after you take out this next generator. Now we're coming up to a ambush hall. I definitely suggest pulling the boxes off the shelf rather than trying to shoot them off. Because, you know, obviously they break instantly when you shoot them off, but most of the supplies get stuck up there, and it's not exactly easy or convenient at all to try to, you know, take those supplies while you're being assaulted from all sides like this. Let's see here, I'm trying to get something out there, but kind of forced to quickly give up on that. It's a little more important to actually I decided to try again. But it's a little more important to deal with, you know, the swarms of enemies surrounding the room, eventually choosing to break in, than it is to try to get supplies off the top of a roof, especially on hard mode. Of course, apparently Valve intended the player to not mess with the hoppers until just now. Otherwise, they wouldn't have Barney harassing you about it. Set some traps, Gordon! Use the hoppers, Gordon! Set some traps, Gordon! They're already set up. Having grenade launcher rounds would be fairly convenient by this point, since they're a little easier to use than the Combine balls. You don't need quite as much precision. Of course, they're going to start coming into this way. Thankfully, it's not nearly as big of a wave as the group of enemies coming from the other way, so. Right now, I can grab all these items. Certainly something that would have been far more useful in the midst of combat, but, you know, I made the mistake of shooting the boxes off. This next turret here you can just kind of ignore. Just to set it off, hide behind a wall, wait a couple seconds, and then it's absolutely useless. Thankfully, I believe it's also the last turret in the entirety of the rest of the level. Technically, two turrets, but both useless. Blast this last one off. Get all these supplies out.
That's it. They're all down. That'll shut down the suppressor on the roof as well. Let's head for the roof now, Gordon.
And unfortunately, the way this is set up, you have to kind of be, you know, right up there in the shit, rather than staying back at a safe location and taking, you know, more intelligent shots. I tried that right before this, you know, right before the last fade transition, but Barney died. Which is just wonderful. There's really not much to this part. If you set up hopper mines down there, they're not terribly useful, but they'll do a little something. And other than that, you just blast away.
Let's head for the roof now, Gordon. Follow me.
First, I'm gonna run back for another bit of health, namely from this machine here. And by the way, this next low section I'm going to be somewhat quiet in, just to show you how effective Valve's development team is at making annoying AI companions.
Let's head for the roof now, Gordon. Roof access is this way. To the roof, Gordon. To the roof, Gordon. This way, Gordon. Let's head for the roof now, Gordon. Come on. There's our gate. Let me just get it open. Done. I'm gonna stay
Dr.
here
Freeman,
and
wait.
keep these gates
We'll
open
come
long
with you.
enough to make a difference. Go on up and connect the sky bridge. We need to let reinforcements come through from every possible direction. If any more citizens come through, I'll send them up to find you. See you when I see you, Gordon.
Now, they gave you a rocket launcher and loads of ammo. Care to guess what it's for? Here's a hint. Nothing new. Here, that grenade just kind of moronically bounced out all the way down the stairs. I have to take the headphones off here. This game is goddamn loud in Vegas. I don't know why. Alright, so we're on the roof. The nice view of, you know, the roof being absolutely demolished and the, real aggressive for some reason. I can figure out why I was playing so aggressively. Just kind of speeding around, blasting away. And unfortunately, the Combine ball is one of the very few projectiles that will not go through this fence. Which makes sense in general, but when you see that you can fire the crossbow bolts through it, even through the parts of the texture that are the bar, it just doesn't make quite as much sense. And look, a rocket launcher and infinite rocket cache. Gee, I wonder what could pop up here at any moment to fight. But at any rate, let me sprint over here and get some power back up, and well, by now the music should let you know. The music and the background sound effects should let you know what we're dealing with. Yep, another dropship. Yet another dropship. At least it's a little varied this time, and at the very least in the sense that you're fighting in an area with very little cover at all, rather than the previous fights with a lot of cover. Oh no, not really. The assault on Nova Prospects had very little cover, so this isn't even anything new. So I do think it is the final dropship battle of the game, so stopped it after it first became repetitive. Unfortunately, no, never mind. I forgot what happened to the citizens. I can't remember if the one that I actually had got killed, and this one here is a replacement, or well, I don't remember what the situation was. I just know that Vegas is going to be a really shit frame rate on the preview. Thank you, program. And now it's just a case of setting up and waiting. Because the Combine are going to drop on by for a visit in this dropship. Just making sure my health is doing it or at maximum. You can fire on them from here. And depending on the quality of your aim and the quality of the weapon you're using, you can take some or most of them out before they even get to the gate. I think one is scripted, at least one is scripted to survive though. Otherwise they wouldn't be able to open the gate. And it's kind of necessary. By this point, I think all the Combine on this roof are taken care of. The hover mine proves to be fairly useless. Oh wait, no, there was one up there. Sorry, couldn't see in the preview window because I got it on very low resolution to try to avoid these frame rate issues. Open up the preview. Instead of draft because it wasn't doing anything. Alright, so here I was having a look at the suppressor device. It's definitely a shame that the player isn't allowed to use it himself. or herself, depending on who's playing. Definitely a shame that the player can't use it, because it definitely looks interesting. Here I'm just trying to push the health kits away so I don't accidentally pick them up. An absolute glut of enemies spawns in this area. I'm not entirely sure if it's, you know, the old infinitely spawning enemies thing, or if it's just, you know, generally putting a lot of enemies in one level location. Either way, lots of shit to fight. But fortunately you got grenade launcher rounds and loads of Combine balls, or at least you should by this point. Which, if you're lucky with the way you aim it, makes things a whole lot easier.
Here, have a med kit.
Not in the best situation health-wise, but it's fine. I've got a medic. Now I went to run back here to pick up some, pick up the supplies I left behind, but it's just a grenade launcher round. The citizen AI picked up and used the med kits. Which is fine, I guess. You know, the medics never run out, so... Here I was just kind of confused as to where all the people went, but they'll show up again in the next part.